Cowboys beat the Lions by a score of 24-20. Now I know what you're gonna say after watching that game. I know what you're gonna say. The pass interference call was not a pass interference call, but it was. It was a pass interference call. The defender was not looking for the ball. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make a play on the ball, therefore he was in the way of the ball. But he got a little lucky because the ball hit off the back of his helmet. But still, at the end of the day, it looked like it looked like pass interference, and they announced the penalty, and then they took it back at the last second, which completely changed the game. And the shank punt, I mean, didn't help either. But at the end of the day, I mean, despite all those things, with the fumble and then the fumble leading to that opportunity, at the end of the day, man, the Cowboys came out. They played like complete garbage in the first half. They looked terrible. Um, they couldn't run the ball. They couldn't pass the ball. They didn't try to run the ball. DeMarco Murray looked like he was still hurt. And then all of a sudden, Terrence Williams. I mean, everybody was talking about Dez Bryant, but Terrence Williams was the difference maker in this game. I thought it was going to be Golden Tate for a second. It was going to be the difference maker in this game. But when you have two big wide receivers like Dez Bryant and Calvin Johnson, those guys in a game like this were used as decoys. Beasley over the middle. Witten caught a bunch of passes. It's just one of those things where I don't know if you could sit here and say that the Cowboys kind of won this game. I don't know if it's more so of the Cowboys winning this game or the Lions actually losing it. I think it's one of those things where the Lions just lost it. I mean, they should have pounded the ball down, down that Cowboys defensive line, wear them down a little bit better, but they didn't do that. They wanted to come out and they wanted to pass. They wanted to do swing passes to Bush and screen passes, trying to eat up yards, and that was just the wrong approach, man. With a team like the Dallas Cowboys' defense is a defense that hasn't really been on the field that long all year, and you can kind of see them tiring down, but they got their second win towards the end of the game, and they're the reason why they're going on to next week's game against Green Bay. Now, let me give y'all, a quick preview, wild card weekend preview going into next week. Um, let me just go ahead and look at this schedule right here, man. Let y'all know how it's gonna go down. Quick predictions, man. I know that the Cowboys are going to be taking on the Packers. Now, the Packers are definitely going to be favored in this game by probably 2 touchdowns, as they probably should be after looking at how the Cowboys played in the first half, eking out a win against Detroit. But I mean, the Cowboys deserve the type of respect. I mean, a couple years ago, let me say this real quick. A couple years ago, people thought that the Giants weren't going to go into Green Bay and beat Green Bay, and they did. So I'm not saying that the Cowboys could do this, but it's possible. But I don't see it. I might be wrong, but I doubt it. Going on to the first game of the division round weekend, the Ravens against the Patriots. Um, Man, it's going to be a dogfight, man. But I see the Patriots taking it. Flacco and them boys are going to be putting up a good fight, but I mean that 1 week rest actually makes a difference for a lot of these teams. I mean, I don't see too many of the wild card weekend teams advancing. I think that majority of the teams that have first round buys next week in the divisional round are going to advance. So I think that there's one team that can sneak out, and out of all the teams that have won this weekend, the Ravens, the Panthers, the Cowboys, and the Colts, I could honestly tell you, and this might shock some people, I can honestly tell you that the Colts probably have the best chance of going into Mile High Stadium and beating the Broncos. But I don't see it because I think that this is probably going to be Peyton Manning's swan song. And I'm not saying that there's going to be a Super Bowl matchup, a rematch between the Seahawks and the Broncos, but it could happen. But out of all these teams that's left in the playoffs, some might argue the Packers, some might argue the Patriots at this point. They'll look at the Panthers and say they're on a roll. the Broncos are probably the most dangerous team left in the playoffs right now. All right. So, quick prediction. I mean, I already gave you guys two. I think that the Seahawks roll over the Panthers. I mean, it just like these matchups, like these teams just look overmatched. I mean, every matchup just looks, favorable for the home team. But this is the playoffs. Anything can happen. You know, um, I mean, as you guys just seen in this game, this last game, anything can happen. So let me know how you guys feel about the Cowboys winning this game. Did the Cowboys win this game, or did the Lions lose it? And how do you guys feel about next week's games? The picks and everything. I just gave you guys a quick, preview on how I feel about it. I'm going with all the home teams. I mean, there's no debate right now. It might change during the week with injuries and some guys emerging, but for right now, fresh reaction. All the home teams are probably going to win in the divisional round. It's the WC. I'm gone.